blood runs, they all run.
Hello, summoners. Welcome to the first chapter of History of Legends. I am Lynx from Runeterra, and today we'll delve into the fascinating biography of Warwick, the Uncaged Wrath of Zaun. Warwick, one of the most feared champions in League of Legends, is known for his ferocity and unique abilities. But who is this warrior from Zaun? Discover the mysterious origins of Warwick and how he became the relentless hunter we know today. Warwick is a monster that haunts the gray alleys of Zaun. Transformed by morbid experiments, his body is grafted with an intricate system of chambers and pumps, machinery that fills his veins with alchemical rage. Lurking in the shadows, he hunts the criminals terrorizing the city's underworld. Warwick becomes enraged when he smells blood. No one who spills it can escape. While many consider Warwick just a beast, behind his fury lies the mind of a man, a gangster who gave up his blade and adopted a new name for a better life. But no matter how hard he tried to move on, he could never escape the sins of his past. Memories from that time briefly surfaced for Warwick, only to be inevitably lost and replaced by echoes of the days he spent strapped to a table in Singed's laboratory, the insane scientist leaning over him. Shrouded in a cloud of pain, Warwick couldn't remember how he fell into Singed's hands and could barely recall the times preceding that suffering. The scientist meticulously dissected him, installing bombs and hoses to inject chemicals into his veins, seeking what an alchemist always seeks: transmutation. Singed would reveal the true nature of his subject, a deadly beast beneath the guise of a good man. The substances injected into Warwick's veins accelerated healing, allowing Singed to slowly and gradually transfigure the man. When his hand was severed during one of the experiments, Singed reconnected it with powerful pneumatic claw enhancements, bringing Warwick even closer to his true potential. A chemical chamber was installed on Warwick's back and integrated into his central nervous system. Whenever he felt anger or hatred, it injected liquid fury into his veins, fully awakening the contained beast. He endured everything, every cut of the mad scientist's scalpel. Pain, Singed assured, was necessary. It would prove to be the great catalyst of his transformation. While the chemicals allowed Warwick's body to heal most of the physical damage, his psyche was shattered by endless suffering. Warwick tried to recall any memories from the past, but all he saw was blood. Then he heard the screams of a little girl. She shouted something he didn't understand. It sounded like a name. He had already forgotten his own name, and he thought it was better that way. Soon, pain overwhelmed all other thoughts. Blood was all that remained. Although his body and mind were torn apart after weeks on the operating table, Warwick stubbornly resisted the chemistry that transmuted him. Toxins, not tears, streamed from his eyes. He expelled cakes of caustic phlegm that had accumulated in his chest, creating small craters in the lab floor. Bound to the cold steel of the table, Warwick writhed in agony for hours on end, until, finally, his body gave in. After the untimely death of his subject, Singed discarded the body in a pit in the depths of Zaun's sump and moved on to his next experiment. But death proved to be the true catalyst for Warwick's transformation. As his body cooled on top of a pile of corpses, the chemicals finally took effect. The chamber on his back began to pump. His body twisted uncontrollably, bones snapped and deformed, teeth grew, tendons ruptured, and then healed with a gentle alchemical glow, and dead flesh was replaced by something new and powerful. When his heart started beating again, the man Warwick had been and the life he had lived no longer existed. He woke up hungry. Everything hurt. Only one thing mattered. He needed blood. First, it was the blood of a sewer scavenger nearby, decomposing in the pit. Then it was a priestess of the glorious evolution, who came searching for a member of her flock. After that, It was a Piltovan apprentice who took a shortcut, a merchant fleeing from a gang, a drug dealer, a notary, a chemical delinquent. He set up camp not far from the place that haunted his animal mind. There, he continued his massacre, not caring who fell into his claws. As long as there was blood between his clenched teeth, he felt nothing but a red blur in consciousness, because the hunger in his gut overshadowed any concern for his victims. Yet, even giving in to his bestial side, flashes of the past began to haunt him. He saw a bearded man reflected in a beggar's eyes as he tore his throat. The man in the reflection was dark but familiar, with scars on his arms. Sometimes, while satisfying his hunger in dark alleys, the gleam of knives reminded him of an old blade covered in blood. The blood passed from the blade to his hands, and from his hands to everything he touched. Sometimes, he remembered the little girl again, and there was still blood. He realized that the blood had always been there throughout his life, and there was nothing he could do to get rid of it. He had left so many marks that even if he didn't remember his past, the city would remember. When he looked into the eyes of Zaun's criminals, gang bosses, assassins, and thieves, he saw himself. The chamber on his back filled his body with hatred. His claws leapt from his fingers. He hunted. No longer satisfied with indiscriminate killing, Warwick now pursues those who already have blood on their hands, just as he did on the day he was dragged to Singed's door. He still wonders if he really wanted this. He doesn't remember the details, but he remembers enough. Enough to know that Singed was right all along. The good man had always been a lie, until disaster unmasked him, revealing the truth. He is Warwick. He is a killer. And there are so many killers to be hunted. That's it, Summoners. I hope you enjoyed this deep dive into the dark history of Warwick. And before we wrap up, I want to thank all of you who followed this episode. If you enjoy content related to League of Legends, don't forget to leave your like, share with other enthusiasts of the Runeterra universe, and, of course, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any future chapters of History of Legends. I can't wait to explore more fascinating aspects of the world of League of Legends with all of you. Stay tuned for more epic stories and intriguing details. I am Lynx from Runeterra, and we'll meet again soon. Until next time, Summoners.